welcome to another edition of Buffalo Bills Pregame, and it will be the last one on the SK Lauer channel. So for all of our subscribers, we'd like to thank you for your long-time support, and we were not gone forever. We will be back, coming to you somehow, some way, and we will let you know.
Probably on a new channel, wherever our producer decides to do.
So here we are, 4 weeks completed in the NFL season, and this is just a random snippet of what's going to happen, but I had always had this lingering concern that if our offense did really good, that Roman probably is going to be not here for very long, because he might be going to another team to be head coach, because his name has come up in head coaching positions, and he did in fact leave the team much earlier than we expected, but he was fired. I don't know if this is the headline right now, week 4, but this has happened since the last time we had a chance to get together, and I'd like to talk about, did you see this coming at the beginning of the season, saying Roman's going to be gone week 2?
I didn't see it as Roman being gone or somebody being fired that early, but really the last time that somebody did this, it reminds me of when the Ravens did it the one Super Bowl year. They fired their OC and ended up going to the Super Bowl that year.
Super Bowl.
So I'm still sticking with my original claim of 8-8. Just to be fair there, but
they're on pace for 8-8.
They are. I mean, 2-2 multiply by 4. There we go. But on the whole, one thing that you can say is there are certain things that are noticeable, and it's not really the measurable statistics. It's more the plays are getting in quicker. The time to possession is the one measurable stat that you are seeing more, and you see maybe a little bit more commitment to the run, and those are things that are much better with Lynn right now than they were with Roman to start the season.
Well, there's more variety of plays, I've noticed. Maybe this is just a product of getting the plays in earlier, but we're seeing a lot more
pre-snap reads, stuff like that.
Pre-snap reads, pre-snap motions, just throwing off the defense a little bit, and using the middle of the field in the passing game. We had a long game and like dump off, but there have been very few intermediate throws.
Yep.
And I've noticed that we've increased that, so that's all good news. And you can't complain with the results. 2 victories since we've lost Roman, and
oh, we can. We could have beat the Patriots by 50. That would have been much better.
I guess. I mean, we don't have the right to complain about a win in Foxborough, I don't think.
Well, yeah, that would make us Boston fans in general. Tom Brady's the greatest.
And they get a lot of national games because they've been so good, but you don't see them in that position where they're losing often. So you see them, the fans handle winning very well, but they're sore losers. They're not.
I disagree. They remind me of Dallas fans in the '90s, where they were d-bags when they were winning too. Just saying.
But their fans are reacting to every single play. Like if it didn't go their way, there should have been some kind of penalty called.
To be fair, it was nice actually having the refs on our side giving the crappy calls against the Patriots for a change. That was a first.
It hardens my belief that it takes the intestinal fortitude of a runny bowl of mashed potatoes to be a Patriots fan. They came off very, very poorly this week.
Oh, especially Belichick in the postgame. Just saying. Just his answers about Brady. Oh, I'm still mad about the Bills' loss. Dude, you got your best quarterback in franchise history coming in the building tomorrow. Relax, things are going to be fine.
Bill Belichick was visibly upset. We got to him early, even if not the team.
He broke a tablet. That was great.
And on television, too, nonetheless. Someone who usually shows so little emotion. It was really awesome that we got into his head like that. We do have the Rams coming up this week, the LA Rams, who we've never faced, and like a lot of Bills fans probably, I don't know a lot about the Rams. They're on the West Coast now. They haven't been good, so you don't have a lot of primetime exposure to them. Looking at this game ahead of time, you would have guessed it was one of the easier games to. Looking at the schedule before the season, this was one that we were chalking up as a win, on our route to 8-8
and now they're 3-1, so you got a real value there. One thing that you can say is the big thing. Nick Foles goes to be the KC backup instead of staying there. Case Keenum, Captain Case Keenum, he's been doing pretty well behind the center, and then the number 1 overall pick, Jared Goff, has been inactive at times. Who the hell made that draft pick then? Seriously. It's really weird how they're doing well.
Same person who signed Reggie Bush.
Yeah, that's true too.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut off your flow about the Rams.
But no, it's really weird. I mean, even Tavon Austin, who is the receiver that's most notable, he hasn't been doing that great, as my fantasy team can attest. And as you were going to say about Tavon Austin?
He is who the Rams picked up. He's the result of the trade for EJ Manuel. So,
and who else, by the way? Who else did we get with that Tavon Austin trade? And that turned into?
McCoy.
So you're saying we got McCoy and EJ for Tavon? I think we won that one. Just saying. An receiver with a backup quarterback and a starting star running back? Yeah, I think we won that one.
And what Kiko could have been if he didn't hurt himself, too.
Kiko, get football. Kiko, get hurt in Miami.
I'd still re-sign him, though, if he was a free agent.
Oh, yeah.
So the offense has been scoring some points.
Except Sunday, yes.
Hey,
except week 1, too.
It was a 2-score lead over the Patriots. I mean, they did what they had to do. But they're facing a vaunted front seven in Los Angeles this week. Do you see them being able to have continued success with the running game?
Biggest thing is our line is very hit and miss. It looks a little bit better with Anthony Lynn. I don't know if he's instructing Aaron Kromer and company to do a little bit more blocking drills, shooting out at the line a little bit more to get that push. But it does look better, but I worry about that because the Ravens owned us week 1 on the line, and even week 2, the Bills were getting pushed back. And we still don't even have our top line arrangement together yet. Seantrel may or may not be healthy, may or may not be ready, but if we had a healthy Seantrel, that would be 5 good linemen or decent linemen ready to go. Starting caliber. I can't say I never right tackles or starting caliber, but that's besides the point. But that's the thing. I mean, the left side of the line is pretty solid. The right side of the line, Miller's still young, and Mills, Seantrel, the jury's always out on them.
The best team at forcing and recovering fumbles is Los Angeles so far this year. Shady McCoy doesn't seem to have a problem dropping the ball, even though, as we were discussing earlier, his technique for holding the ball seems a bit suspect. But
a little low sometimes, went high and tight. Gillislee, I'd be more worried about with that.
Inexperience?
With the experience, and that's one thing that New England was actually doing Sunday. They're trying to rip the ball. And our boys did pretty well there hanging on.
I feel like a lot of that's the frustration towards the end of the game, though, that they're just trying to...
Well, no, they were even doing that early in the game, and in past years, like Robert Woods had it just ripped right out of his hands. So I think the Bills are coming with a little bit more preparation for those situations.
The defense has been looking better. Of course, in wins, your defense is going to look better. And the highlight of this week is probably the return of Marcell Dareus, hopefully in game shape, hopefully ready to jump right in and contribute. Do you see the defense continue to improve this week?
I would like to say yes, just because that means we're getting somebody off that really shouldn't be on the field as much, either Brian or Washington at that point. And even if he isn't in game shape, the munchies may help him hold his ground just a little bit more there.
The secondary was able to hold back Brissett and the wide receivers from New England. Do we have the same success stopping Tavon Austin and company?
I've actually been very impressed with our defense so far this season. Even the only game you could say that were objectively not good would have been the Jets game, and really Fitzpatrick had the game of his life there from an accuracy standpoint. He was hitting pinpoint where the DBs were right on and not getting the deflection. You can't fault the guy there, and you can't really fault the DBs for being just that half step away from swatting the ball.
Right. So if they were tall enough to make those catches, they would have been wide receivers.
Yes, that is true. I mean, quarterbacks are typically the Oompa Loompas of the NFL, but when it comes down to it, the D-line has looked very solid. The backers, the Brown brothers have been very good. I mean, Zach Brown, he had, 18 tackles yesterday?
Yeah, he was all over the place.
Yeah, he was, and Preston was right there with him. And then the pass rush as a whole, Jerry Hughes has been unblockable all the time, so I'm very content with the defense through 4 games. Offense is always a little bit of are they able to control the ball and keep the D off the field?
Real quick topic of discussion, Bills are going out to the West Coast for the first of 3 games out there this season. They're traveling on Saturday as opposed to Friday. They're trying to not adjust to the schedules, treat the 4:15 p.m. game as like a 1:15 game.
Yep.
Do you like that strategy for West Coast travel? Do you think that the NFL's out to get the Bills?
No, I don't think they're out to get them because that's just the rotation. That's just the way it is. It would have been nice if they synced all three of them in back-to-back weeks and basically had them camp out there for that time. But the reality is you got to try and do something there. If it was going from a bye week into that, you'd probably have them go on Monday or something like that and adjust and then come back. But sometimes, yeah, it may be just better here. Guys, sleep on the plane. Here we go. You're staying in the hotel. We're waking you up at your normal time. We're waking you up doing this, this, and this, and bam.
Thank you, blackout curtains.
Yes.
The producer of the show and I, once upon a time, when there was the threat or the strike threatened season, tried to put together a full NFL schedule when they hadn't released one by the time it had come out, and it is not a simple task to put together a full NFL schedule.
Keep in mind that the Jets and Giants have to share a stadium too. Yeah.
Oh, every week we have to keep that in mind for sure. And
the only way you could have them on the same weekend is if one's doing a Thursday or a Sunday and the other's doing a Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You're not going to be able to fit two NFL games in one stadium
in the same day.
But I think it'd be very difficult for the NFL to have in mind, like, let's really screw it to the Bills this season. But it is inconvenient, and I don't know. I feel this doesn't happen to the Patriots. Like, Belichick wouldn't stand for this, I guess.
Oh, it does seem that we always get the Patriots after a bye week for them,
Right.
So,
but why would they always pick us? They beat us all the time. Keys to the game here against Los Angeles, besides travel procedures.
Run the damn ball. Control the clock and keep the defense off the field. That seems to be our formula this year. Tyrod hasn't been super impressive, to be quite honest. And the run game when it gets going, that allows us to win. So run the damn ball.
Continue with that. Win the battle in the trenches. If the offensive line can keep on getting that push that you were talking about in the run game, and Lesean isn't avoiding the hits coming 3 yards deep in the backfield, because he can make one or two people miss. But when you start making those jukes and 3 yards deep in the backfield, it's hard to get positive yardage.
Running laterally as opposed to vertically.
And with Marcell back on the defensive line, we have no reason that with Kyle Williams. We're not getting really good push up front on the defense.
Along with Jerry Hughes as well, and who's been attacking the other side, or Alexander as well has been generating pressure when allowed to rush.
Long-time special teamer getting his chance on defense.
And doing well on special teams too,
it up, and who do you pick?
Early in the week, but you know what? I have to say the West Coast trip. I'm a little afraid there still. I'm gonna have to go with the Rams, and I'm gonna have to say 24-20.
I'm gonna say 27-23 Bills. Roll on, Buffalo. Roll on. 3 wins in a row. Who would have thought? Well, who knows when we'll be back. If there were the playoffs, we'll be back for another show on a new YouTube channel for sure. So pay close attention. But I don't know. If things are looking good, I'm gonna want to talk about it.
Yeah, quite really there. Yeah, we have to thank our subscribers there. We could tell our producer to stop laughing at me. Darn you! But thank you. You guys are why we do this, along with just having fun talking football.
So we give you a nice long show as a parting gift.
Yep.
Kudos.
Huzzah. Thank you for being a friend.
Yeah. Lean on me.
Travel down that road and back again. The heart is true. You're my friend and a confidant. Bam, bam, bam. And if you threw a party.